So the question I'm asking today is, who has the most important voice in the Earth catastrophe cycle? Is it one of these? Or is it a surprise? But first we're going to take a deep breath and we're going to see you on the other side.
It's supposed to stop the end of the world.
My name is Jill, and here we explore the walkaway life as we train and prepare to face life at a crossroad with guts, grit, and grace.
Need to decide. Time to stand up, jump to the other side. One way to go. I won't know until I try. I need my soul to scream out.
What happened? So one of the best ways I thought I could illustrate how what I find myself doing that's so different than most of the people that are talking about this Earth catastrophe cycle is that somebody, thank you, offered to send me and sponsor me to go to the Observe the Frontier conference this last weekend, and I chose to not go. But the reason I chose to not go is probably in great struggle with why most of you might be making your decisions who would have gone, did attend, or just are interested in this idea of Earth having a catastrophe cycle. And for whatever reason, this idea has kind of taken hold for me, but as I explore it and I look, and you may have noticed as we did the intro, it's a bit of a boys' club, and it's a little bit of an exclusion boys club. I know I've done a little bit of reaching out, mostly to fall on deaf ears, and I can understand why. I don't have a science background in geology and physics and any of those things, but I do have quite a bit of knowledge in something else, which takes me back to that original question: who is the most important person in understanding or exploring this idea of an Earth catastrophe cycle? And if you spend any time with me, you probably know where this is going. It isn't me, it isn't them, it's you. And that's sort of one of the things that really takes me aback as I watch what's happening in our social media, and I watch what's happening with even just exploring this as an idea, is that there's a fixation and a focus on, no matter what the scary thing coming down the pike is, the focus is on the fear. What do I need to be afraid of? And the second half is, how am I personally going to survive it? And knowing quite a bit about the survival process, having worked with people quite a bit to see what they're actually like when faced with death, unless you've been with your rear end hanging off the edge, imminently ready to die, you don't really know how you're going to react. And none of us can predict the future about what our demise is going to look like. And one of the reasons I'm talking about this whole idea as both terminal diagnosis and extinction event is because we're at this really amazing and monumental time in what I consider the epoch. In our historical epoch of human and Earth, we're closing in on the end of an age. And it may be by a solar event, it may be a sun nova, it may be just civil war, it may be a meteorite, it might be an ice age, it might be AI taking over and destroying us with one, click of a button. We don't know, but at the same time, we can see something is happening with humanity. We're changing, we're both losing ourselves and finding new things at the same time. We are in this amazing critical point of change. We are at the end of one epoch and we're at the beginning of another one. And the reason, I think, for me, this whole idea of an extinction event has really just grabbed hold of me, and why I am throwing my hat into the arena of the boys club of the Earth catastrophic cycle information, is I've got a whole different way of looking at it. And so when I say who's the most important person, that's just you, right? And the reason I didn't choose to go to the conference is because I don't really care. I don't really care about the science. I don't care about the details. I don't care about the proof. all I really want to know is what's true. I just need that bottom line, because I would rather spend my time with the people and with freedom and with nature that I care about and value. I would rather spend my time investing in what makes sense for me, not just out of survival, but really as quality of life. And that's really where I see my place being very different in this very humongous conversation, is that it's really easy to get caught up into the scary version. If you can hear the wind around you, it feels a little catastrophic and scary, and still holds your calm. The way I'm really coming to think about it is, how do we empower ourselves in the process and be at peace with the outcome? Because we really don't know what it's going to be. I mean, this is something I want to keep talking about. I think it's just the most amazing time ever to be alive, as we're on the edge of something that has been unseen in our recorded history. Whether it is a 12,000-year event, more or less, what we're moving into, what these next decades may or may not bring, is one of a kind for those of us with a recorded memory, other than just the little myths that have sort of trickled down through the ages. So I think we're at a really unique time, and I think that there's a lot more to add to this conversation than being afraid of it or just trying to find out the facts about it. And so that's what I really call doing the work. But if you just want to watch more videos, there's links below. And if you really want to do the work, that link is below also. And this is going to be an ongoing conversation, because the world as we know it is ending one way or another. All we get to do is choose who we want to be and how we want to live. That's what I'm here doing with you. So first, we're going to take a deep breath, and then we're going to see you next time.